I would like to thank all of you to taking the time to join us today for the panel discussion on opportunities after graduation. It gives me tremendous contentment to be presenting this welcome speech amongst all these esteemed personalities who have earned various accolades in their respective fields and have taken the time out for us. Before we begin the session, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to one and all of you who have sincerely committed to this event and are making it a success. So, without further ado, let me briefly introduce you to the panelists who will be our mentor throughout this short journey. First of all, let's welcome Mr. Mukund Kulkarni, Managing Director of Expert Global, Aurangabad. We are immensely glad to have you here today with us, sir.
Good afternoon.
Next, good afternoon, sir. Next, I would like to welcome Rishikesh Dhande, Academic Relationship Manager at TCS. With more than 18 years of experience in the IT industry in various roles, he is currently heading Academic Interface Program for Maharashtra, Jabalpur, and Chhattisgarh regions. We can't be thankful enough for you to join us and be our panelist, sir. Rishikesh, sir.
Thank
Are
you
you
so
there?
much. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible, sir. Yes, sir. And last but not the least, I would like to welcome Omkar Malani, sir, Supply Chain Manager at Welspun, former Regional Business Manager, Louis Philippe, and an alumni of NITI Mumbai. Well, nothing I could say could measure the excitement of our listeners today for having these esteemed personalities between us. Feel free to spam the chat box, guys. We'll answer your questions by the end of the session. The team will collect the most upvoted questions so we can answer them for you at the end of the presentation. Okay, sir. So I would like all of our panelists to, if you can, introduce yourselves and your brief story about how have you been and where are you right now? Sir, would you like to start?
Hello, am I audible? Sorry.
Sir, we can hear you.
Yep.
Hi, sir.
Hello, everyone. My name is Onkar Malani. So I'm passed out of GECA in 2013 from electronics and telecommunication engineering. Basically, I'm from Aurangabad only, born and brought up in Aurangabad. And post that, post engineering, immediately I went for master graduation. And so I did my MBA from NITI Mumbai. So there's a NITI college in Mumbai where I did my MBA from 2013 to 2015. And thereafter, I was associated with Aditya Birla Group for almost 5.5 years. And now I'm with Welspun Group. So I did my MBA majorly in supply chain and operations management. That's a brief about me. I love traveling. I love watching cricket. That's all from my side.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Next, would you like to go next, sir? Mukund, sir?
Good evening. This is Mukund Kulkarni. I think I am youngest amongst the lot. Passed out from Government Engineering College, Aurangabad in 1986. Worked for 17 years with Bajaj Auto. Then in thereafter, since last 18 plus year in my business. During Bajaj tenure, worked there in various capacities in production, in quality assurance, in new product development. At the end of my tenure there, I was looking after Kawasaki collaboration. Then in business, since 2003, the business we are into engineering services, specifically paper and packaging machinery design, and in software, focusing on Industry 4.0 shop floor connect software development and advanced driver assistance system ADAS. Beyond business, bit involved into social activity through industry associations. Currently co-chairman National Task Force of CII for Technology Drive in MSME. It's pleasure to be with you.
Sir, it seems that you are the youngest of all of these.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, with your experience. And lastly, Rishikesh sir, would you like to go on?
Hi everyone, good evening. My name is Rishikesh Dhande and I'm also originally from Aurangabad. This is my birthplace. I studied in Saraswati Bhuvan College, school and college, and I went to MIT Pune for my graduation. I did my computer science engineering in 2001. I was with Tech Mahindra for first 8 years of my career, of which 3 years I worked in United States with 2 different clients. And from 2011, I'm with TCS. For the first 13-14 years of my career, I was into pure technical delivery roles, being a computer science graduate. But out of my passion towards academia, I used to visit colleges for campus recruitment. I moved my role into this HR role, and currently I'm heading this academic interface program function for TCS Pune and TCS Nagpur branch since last 6 years. Covering almost rest of the Maharashtra. I mean, Maharashtra excluding Mumbai, Jabalpur and Chhattisgarh are the regions I'm heading. And as a part of this academic interface program functions, we do a lot of activities for engineering colleges. Like we conduct student workshops, we conduct faculty development programs, we offer academic internships. We have a lot of senior leaders on various academic boards and various colleges, helping them to align the curriculum, which is more industry aligned. So yeah, that is pretty much about me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. So I guess everyone is aware we have a very wide range of experiences, and in terms of number of years as well as the diversity of fields. So I would like to initiate the panel discussion with a question to you, sir, and I would like all of the panelists to answer. Rishikesh sir, what was your why, and what pulled you towards the respective choice that you are in right now, starting from MIT Pune as well as the further?
So actually, when it starts, when I was in 11th, 12th, in fact, I remember during my 11th gathering, we participated in one of the drama. Most of us have heard about All the Best drama, right? One deaf, dumb, and blind. So I enacted in that drama, and actually dramatics. Some seniors from BA dramatics department came to me asking, "What are your plans after your 12th? You have done so well that you come to dramatics, and we'll do professional dramas and all." But at that stage of point, I mean, we used to tell, no, we want to go for engineering, and I guess computer engineering was the very first choice of everyone. Of course, we were not knowing what was there inside computer engineering, but even that was my answer, that I want to go for computer engineering. And I had an elder sister. She was also merit holder. So with her guidance, I mean, we studied, and I got good marks in 12th. I mean, 97.33 was my PCM score. So I got admission to MIT Pune. So that's way I ended up in this computer science engineering. Actually, frankly speaking, I was always an average programmer. I mean, I saw computer first time when I was in first year of engineering. Till that time, I had never been to hands-on computer science. So I learned programming in the very first year of engineering. I mean, a lot of students from Pune, Mumbai, those were in my class, were exposed to computer programming in their 10th standard or 12th standard, and they were very sharp. So kind of it's a vicious circle. I was afraid of programming, so I used to stay away from it. And since I used to stay away from it, I was kind of always an average programmer. But so I had decided that I'll go do an MBA, kind of, I mean, either finance or HR, and maybe I'll get rid of programming. And I had decided that I'll never work in Mumbai city. There's a very fast life in Mumbai. The people like we staying in Aurangabad or like cities like Nashik or Pune, it's a very calm city. So I decided that I'll not go into a field where program is required. and probably I will not do a job in Mumbai city. But I mean, for that, I mean, after 12th, after my graduation, I, got a job in Tech Mahindra in my campus placement. But because of that 2001 recession and that World Trade Center attack, uh, our jobs, I mean, campus offers were, kind of postponed and then revoked also. So meanwhile, I joined one management school in Nashik, JDC Bitco. I was planning to do MBA Finance. And after I completed my first year, in fact, Tech Mahindra called us and, they honored our offers which they had given in 2001. So I left MBA because, I took some decision that, Tech Mahindra is a good brand. So let's have some experience and then probably I can complete my MBA later. So I left MBA, joined Tech Mahindra. During my engineering days, I was very afraid of C programming, but ultimately I was landed into Mumbai city, and first 3 years of my career, I did C programming, projects, and I did well. So I mean, that was destiny. That I was, did C programming and was in Mumbai city. I mean, that's a harsh reality, but yeah, I could manage it well, and I did well. So after my 3 years of stint in Mumbai, uh, I went to on-site United States for two different clients. Even there, I worked on various technologies like Oracle, PLSQL, Unix platform. So, did pretty well experience. I mean, to live into a developed country is altogether a different experience. I mean, just read about the stories, but actually experiencing how a developed country works is a really great, experience in itself. So after coming back, even in 2009-10, there was, a kind of good recession. So, but I thought that, I mean, 7 years, 7.5 years in IT companies are too much of a loyalty. So I thought that let's now look out for a change. So I got this opportunity in TCS. So even for the first 5 years, I was, working in delivery roles with a couple of clients in banking and finance domain, and then retail domain. And during that tenure, I used to visit colleges for campus recruitment, and so that way I got this role because of my connects in this campus recruitment team and all. And probably this academic interface program is the only function where we have people without a formal MBA HR degree. So though I was doing this MBA before my career, but that was left partially. So without a formal MBA HR degree, I got this HR role. And since my both parents were professors in Aurangabad, academicians, so kind of academia मेरे खून में ही है. So that way I'm really enjoying this role. Had to visit a lot of colleges in this region, so it feels really nice going back to academia and interacting with fresh blood. I mean, young students like you guys. It feels really happy. That is the story in a nutshell.
I think so many people will be able to relate to you when you said you weren't so fond of programming, or you didn't know what to do, and you just had the answer that you have to do computer science engineering, and then you ended up here. And
Right.
there's an anecdote on the circle of life ki you didn't want to move to a bigger city, you didn't want to program, and somehow
And
you ended up in Mumbai, and somehow you ended up programming.
exactly. So
Yeah.
life has some
Okay.
other plans for us. Yeah.
Right. Thank you, sir. Omkar, sir, would you like to continue about what was your why and what pulled you towards the respective choice that you are in right now?
So when I started my 12th, that time I had plans to I had plans for doing my graduation in IITs. So I had started preparing for IIT in 11th, 12th. So while I got almost 7,043 rank all over India in IIT entrance examination, IIT JEE. But that was not good enough to get good college and good branch. So I decided to join GECA. So through CET, MST CET. That time it was there, and so I went ahead, and so there was no branch in my mind whether to join electrical or electronics or mechanical or nothing. So it's just that I had applied for electronics and I got it. It was nothing special. So I did my engineering, and that was pretty good 4 years. while my dream for going to IIT was still on. And one second, am I not audible? Is my video is not audible? What?
You're audible, but your video is,
Am I
I don't know,
visible?
lagging out, I guess. No,
Yeah.
no, so they're not visible, I guess.
Okay. I don't know. So, uh, my dream for IITs was still on. So I decided to do my MTech in IITs then. So for that, I had started preparation for GATE right from the start of third year. So when I started for third year of my engineering, I started preparing for GATE, started reading books, solving multiple question papers and everything. And so in the first attempt, when at the end of fourth year, during the fourth year when I had attempted GATE, so I got All India 280 rank, 280, and I was pretty sure that I'll get some of the IITs for MTech admission. So I went ahead and couple of interviews for IIT Kanpur and IIT Delhi. And at the same time, so we had our professor Kalantri sir, and he suggested me why not to go for NITI. So there's one college in India which directly comes under the central government, and that college is NITI. Basically, there are two programs run in that college. One is industrial engineering, and other is industrial management. Both are sort of very similar programs. It's just that industrial engineering gives you the admission through GATE exam, and industrial management gives you the admission through CAT exam. But both are very similar programs, and it's an MBA only. All the courses in that program was related to MBA only. So he just suggested me, Kalantri sir, he just suggested me to just check it out. So I went ahead and applied for that college, given interview, and before I got the admission call from IIT Delhi and IIT Guwahati. So before that, I had got a call from NITI and I had joined there. So I took admission in NITI, and after 1 month, I had got a call from IIT Delhi that I have got an admission there in systems. So that's how I ended up doing MBA instead of MTech, and not doing it in IITs but in NITI. So that's the story. And so when I visited NITI college, so there were a couple of seniors, 3 to 4 year seniors to me. Those were also passed out of GECA only from 2008 and 2009 batch. I was from 2013 batch. So they had already done their post graduation from NITI, and they guided me to do my MBA from NITI, just because uh, point number one, uh, higher salary jobs are offered in NITI than IITs in MTech. I'm not comparing it with BTech, because BTech in IITs are pretty much higher. CTC offering jobs are there as compared to MTechs. And second point was there's 100% placement available in that college. And third point was, if I were to do MTech and do a technical job in starting of my career, let's say 4 to 5 years, after certain period of time in any industry or any company, you have to manage something. So you have to manage people, you have to manage systems, you have to manage processes in the company. So you can't be doing a technical job throughout your career. So went ahead and did a technical stuff for a starting of the career, and now he is into managing the things, managing people or managing academics. So that was another thought process behind doing MBA rather than doing MTech into IITs. So this is my story. So that's it. If anyone wants
Okay,
to
thank you,
know
sir.
anything specific, I can answer that.
Thank you so much for sharing that, sir. I think many people will also be able to relate to you when you said about your JE ranks and getting multiple calls after your engineering and having a shortlist after joining some other college. I am hopeful that this
Yep.
story will also be useful to many of us attending here. Now, the youngest of all the panelists, Ms. Mukund sir, would you like to go ahead and share your story with us?
Yes, yes. See, I am from a small village near Aurangabad, around 55 kilometers away. Born there, I was there till age of 10th. And honestly, I am first graduate engineer from the village. So till that time, my in school ambition was to get admission to Polytechnic, because one fellow who is 4 years senior to me got into Polytechnic. So that is why I was aiming at. Probably I was aiming at shortcut engineering. लेकिन मेरा परसेंटेज इतना सॉलिड था 10th का कि मुझे रत्नागिरी में भी एडमिशन नहीं मिला डिप्लोमा को. So I had no option then to go for 11th, 12th science. Got admission to Government Engineering College. Did engineering. So the first why engineering is I couldn't get admission to diploma. But one thing was very clear, that I wanted to be engineer. That is for sure. And I think if I remember correct, in 8th standard I thought I should become engineer. Maybe my eldest cousin is source of motivation. He was mechanical engineer working in Baba Atomic Research Center. So probably that was at back of mind. After while completing engineering, I realized that I am less an engineer, more a manager. That I could realize by end of 4th year. However, father got retired before I passed out my engineering. So that's why I had no option then to go in for job, because father was retired. He retired in month of March. I passed out in month of July. So those days, no much opportunities. Bajaj Auto was mass recruiter. New plant at Aurangabad. Manufacturing started in 85. And many of our seniors told that it's good to join Bajaj Auto, because at start of life you get tougher test, then you will succeed in the life. So believed in them, and I got more than what I wanted to from that organization. Learned lessons of life, learned managership, learned engineering, learned leadership. During course of action, I got married, but as I was telling you, I am less engineer, more manager, so wanted to do MBA. With family responsibility, continued my job almost for 1.5 years. I was doing 4 second shift and then 1 general shift, and that is how I completed my full-time MBA in our university, BAMU. Completed my MBA in 91. Accidentally gold medalist in MBA. It's mainly because I was experienced and others were freshers. So just sheer experience gave me some 5-7% more marks. So that is how I did my MBA. Was doing great in Bajaj Auto. Excellent experience, excellent learning, a lot of good rotation, and came across some family friends who are into business. And realized that probably I can do similar. So the business instinct got generated there. My classmate Prashant Deshpande, who is founder of Expert Global, for I think from 1999, he was after me that I should leave job and join his company. So finally, he declared in 2002. Till that time, it was only IT and software company. He said that in 2003, I am going to launch engineering services division, and you are going to resign from your job and you will join. So my business acumen was on. It was, I remember, if my salary on the date of leaving company was 100 rupees, my earning in business was 62 rupees. That is how at my age of 38, I entered into business. Making bit bold statement, but you can imagine a person with surname Kulkarni, father of 2 kids, age 38, entering into business was something like suicide. but with support from friends and family, I could do that. The day I entered into business, Prashant already started. Employee strength was 47. Now, after 18 years, we are around 1,200 people. Presence in, we have GmbH in Germany, we have INC in USA, and partner in Netherlands. So that's the journey. Tough at every juncture, but God helped, friends helped, and probably hardworking helped.
Thank you so much for the story, sir. Everyone is applauding your story. You've been through a good lot, and I'm sure that you were not an accidental gold medalist at MBA. You, as you rightly pointed out, that you had a very good amount of experience working at Bajaj. And then I hope I also have friends like your partner that who will push me to do something that I couldn't naturally do. As you said, it would be suicide to consider that someone named Kulkarni with two children would go into business at 38. So I think everyone can hope for some kind of friends who can push us or pull us into things like these. So, sir, Omkar, sir, I would like to then start a discussion about higher studies with uh, what do you
Yeah.
think is the scenario right now uh, in which some, like what is the hot topic right now that people can pursue their higher studies in? As all three of you somehow somewhere mentioned ki you either pursued an MBA or have hoped to pursue an MBA. So is it or is it something else that you think?
Uh, so see, I would not be calling it as a hot topic, but the trend is moving towards doing MBA is more because of majorly two reasons. The one I mentioned before is at some point of time in your career, you need to manage people and you have to learn those managerial skills. I think I got to learn when I was doing my MBA. That's first point, and second point is obviously higher returns. So when you do an MBA and join a company, and most of the companies are also looking for an postgraduate in MBA if they are looking for a managerial candidate. Without MBA, they won't be looking for you. So that's another point, and they are paying higher. Having said that, what I would suggest is if anyone has a very genuine interest in engineering what he is doing right now. For example, uh, if a candidate is doing, let's say, electrical engineering and he loves doing that, he should definitely go ahead and do more MTech in a specialized field of electrical engineering. So when I say electrical engineering, there are, I think, 5 to 6 subcategories it will fall into. Uh, One of which into he can do his MTech, and then there are several opportunities available post doing MTech as well in multiple companies. So let's say if he's doing an MTech in electrical engineering, in specialized field of electrical engineering, then there are certain systems or devices. There are multiple companies which needs for. If he is, let's say, doing MTech in civil engineering, then there are a lot of constructions and site opportunities. Many government projects are going on, like L&T companies there, which is specialized into this. So there are numerous opportunities available. Let's say if he's doing MTech from in mechanical engineering, then there are multiple automobile companies, and there are a lot of opportunities like electric vehicle are coming in, and where you can show your mastership and do that job. Why I'm specifying for higher studies is, I'll just give you a small example. If something happens to you, let's say your body, you go to the doctor. Nowadays, just tell me, do you go for MBBS or do you go for MD? Most of the people don't prefer going to MBBS. Now they are preferring MD just because they think that those are more qualified people and they'll cure me better and fast. That's the hope. Same happens with companies as well. So when there is a vacancy in the company, they won't mind spending 1 or 2 lakh rupees extra, but get a qualified and master graduate candidate. That's the simple funda right now. And second thing, let's say you have done a graduation and you have joined a job, and let's say after 10 years, there is a vacancy in another company, or there is an opportunity to go get a promotion in your own company as well. So, and there are two candidates, one who has done graduation and has joined the job, and other one who has done a post graduation and came into the similar role. Now, if there is an opening or there is a profile available for a promotion, I would bet on the candidate who has done his post graduation. That's the thing which is going on right now. That's why I feel doing post graduation is must right now. It's not necessary that you should do your post graduation immediately after. Not necessary. You could get 2-3 years hands-on experience in doing a job in the specialization what you have done in your engineering, and then opt for MBA or MTech. That's quite possible. While I'll suggest, if you have to do your MTech, do it immediately. If you have to do MBA, get experience, get industry experience for a couple of years, and then join MBA. I did not do that, and why I'm specifying is because when I was doing my MBA, almost 65% of my batchmates had experience more than 1 year. And when you do that, and after that, when you do MBA, there is a lot more learning which happens because they know the industry scenarios, what happens in the company. And that's how I think these are the two programs, I think MBA and MTech, which would take you far, unless and until you have a very specific interest like hotel management, or let's say doing a cooking, and there are a lot of specialized courses in cooking, or you want to go for aviation industry, so that's quite possible. And last option is, when I say last, it's not last, but another option is, if you have to do your masters in foreign country, then probably you'll have to prepare GRE, GMAT. GRE is a common exam where from GRE you could opt for technical courses in masters graduation in foreign countries, while GMAT is specific to doing business administration, MBA course in foreign countries. So these are the opportunities available, but I would urge everyone to look for post graduation at some sort of point in your career. Not immediately. If not immediately, then after 2-3 years at least.
Right, sir. Makes sense. Makes sense. Mukund sir or Rishikesh sir, would you like to add something, like, are there some specific master's degree that a company looks for, or as a startup founder, startup looks for in a person? Like, is there some domain specialization or a specific master's degree that a company is looking for?
Sir, would you like to talk about it first?
Yeah. Rishikesh, you go ahead.
Yeah, so actually, I would suggest, Omkar said that for MTech, generally students can go directly, but even, even during my days, seniors used to guide that for MBA, work experience matters a lot, but for technical post-graduation, there is no need of, work ex. But I differ this thought because, during your undergraduate course, you learn 40 subjects. And what is your, liking, or what is your, core competency, or where would you like to go for masters? That you will not understand unless you have a hands-on experience. Now, for, let's say, for computer science graduate, if you are good at AI ML, or you are good at data science, or you're good at cloud computing, so unless and until you work in that field, you will not decide, because ultimately your masters is your specialization that you're going to carry throughout your career. So 30-40 years of your career, you're going to carry that. So even for masters, for technical education, I would suggest to have at least 2 to 3 years experience, so that you can actually apply your subjects that you have learned into a hands-on, and probably then you will get to understand that I'm good at AI ML, so let's do masters in AI ML, or I'm good at data privacy or cyber security, or I'm liking get analytics, then I can go do a master's in data science or anything related to that. So, and actually in TCS or rather all Tata Group companies encourage higher education. That's why we have a policy that once you complete 2 years with any of the Tata organization, you can take a sabbatical leave, complete your masters and join back the organization with an elevated package and elevated role. So that way, a lot of associates who join TCS avail this facility or policy, and they do masters from various top-notch universities and institutes. And also I suggest, in for technical education, I have heard it from a lot of senior people that don't stop at MTech, go for PhD also. In fact, my uncle was director IIT Kanpur. Onkar, probably you must be knowing him, Dr. Sanjay Dande. He was chairman of the board of governors of NITI for 4 or 5 years, from 2016 to 2020.
Yes.
He's a Padma Shri awardee. He was director IIT Kanpur for 12 long years. So he used to quote that engineers should not stop at MTech; they should go for a PhD also. So that's his viewpoint. I'll just pass it on to the students.
Totally.
But and actually, I have observed that in engineering, the walls between the departments are very thick. I'm sure no computer science graduate must have entered a mechanical lab or electronics and telecommunication lab. Nowadays, with automation and digitalization, everything is so interdisciplinary that those walls should be ideally broken. In Western countries, you will find a degree just called engineering. There is no computer science engineering or in fact, mechanical engineering and production engineering are two different departments. I cannot understand what is the purpose of those two different departments. IoT product cannot be a meaningful product if only computer science graduates prepare it, or only mechanical students prepare it. It has to be an interdisciplinary thing. I understand even today universities don't allow final year projects to be done by interdisciplinary teams. That has to be changed. In fact, they should mandate that the team should be from different departments. Then only probably, in our education system, it is always of individual performance. But when they enter into professional world, it is always a team performance, always a, group performance. It is not an individual performance. So to learn that, you have to do a interdisciplinary project during your education itself. So, you will interact with other department students that will, improve your team skills. And I would like to, with respect to job perspective, since I head this HR function and I'm closely looking for this campus recruitment also, it is, students always consider TCS as an IT company, as if, all 5 lakh employees must be sitting and doing programming. That is not the case. Each and every engineer can consider TCS as a core company. Even civil students can consider TCS as a core company, because we have clients across domains and we hire mechanical engineers for their mechanical domain knowledge and not for their programming skills. Of course, programming skills is required a little bit, at least to crack that national qualifier test that we conduct. But it is a myth that, they think that, IT company hai to I love programming, bol diya interview mein to ho gaya. You're selected. That's not the case. We hire civil students for their civil domain knowledge. We hire mechanical students for their mechanical domain knowledge. So you have to be very thorough about your 4-year engineering course, what you've done, to apply it into the industry. So that's my 2 cents in this thing. So yeah, Mukund sir, over to you. Maybe you can add something.
Yeah, both of them have given quite valuable inputs. Will not repeat, quickly summarize. Onkar, small suggestion: if the screen panel discussion does not have further slides, then better to remove, because the images, the picture can be seen larger. Apart from words, some expression would be useful. So no point in occupying a lot of space in the banner. So if it is convenient, you can do that. Okay. So coming back to the point, both of them have given valuable inputs. Quick summary of that. Yes, for MBA, essentially, if you are experienced, then your learning would be good. It will be very much useful. For engineering, that is for MTech or technical education, you can go immediately. But my personal opinion is, as a student, you have a different mindset. And when you get couple of years of experience, your mindset changes. So your learning process changes, and the exposure becomes larger. So your grasping will be better. You will understand different perspectives. So if there are no family compulsions, like somebody's father getting retired and you are financially responsible for the family, I can understand. Your dream does not have any significance. But if it is possible, if sustenance is not a problem, then my personal recommendation is take 2 years of experience and go for further education. It's a common point. Now, being I am representing entrepreneurship over here, so my suggestion here is you will have to assess yourself in the pyramid. Where are you? See, there are people, those who are made for multinationals. See, the kind of money you will earn in entrepreneurship, equal or more money you can earn by working in multinational. No big issue. So I don't think so one would do entrepreneurship to earn more. Probably you can earn more in multinational companies. You can earn more if you are in different countries. So you will have to assess yourself, where are you? You are good in great ecosystem. You are in top of the pyramid. You are made for top-notch companies. Then definitely go for higher education. Then you can be in second ladder. You can be typical engineer who is problem solver, innovator. You will work hard and do things. Then you have a choice whether to go for engineering or MBA. You will have to assess yourself. You are more a manager or more engineer. Assess accordingly. If you want to go for technical value addition, go for MTech. If you are going to manage the situation, go for MBA, because you will get polished better. One step below, if you know that you are going to manage the transactions, you are going to manage volume, you are going to manage people, you are going to manage large network, then I will suggest don't waste your time in education. See, if my business is manage more number of people, honestly, MBA or whatever does not matter, my personal opinion. So instead of using those 2 years in education, use it for creating foundation of your business. That is more important. Have some one or two more failures that will teach you much more than what you will learn in colleges. So the long story short, you will have to assess yourself in the pyramid. Where are you? In the pyramid, you are in top notch. In the pyramid, you are in value addition. In the pyramid, you are entrepreneur, wherein you are going to manage the transaction. If it is transaction, don't worry about further education. If it is knowledge-driven activity, definitely go for higher education. Is the entrepreneur's view I am putting in front of you.
Makes sense, sir. So basically, the summary for this discussion would be, for this question would be, ki, all of you encourage us ki we should look for experience, we should assess ourselves, and then we should decide ki whatever is the best for us. Yeah, even if it's entrepreneurship, not for the money, even if it's higher education or a job, experience is a must. Okay. So, sir, I would like you to continue. Usually we say ki entrepreneurs are problem solvers. So what is in your opinion that something right now the society is facing at large, or something that people can take up as a niche, or something that people can solve, something that budding entrepreneurs can aim at? What do you think?
Yeah, but I went through this question and I was thinking, when I looked at this question. See, let us understand, friends. World is full of problems. You take any activity and there are problems, and you need problem solvers. So what I will prefer that, see, there is something which is very catchy into the market, and if I do it, and if I am not interested in that, if my vibrations are not towards that activity, then we will not succeed. So somebody says, अरे वो SAP के बहुत ज़्यादा scope है, उसमें business शुरू करना चाहिए. Start your wing in SAP. And if I am not vibrating in that direction, trust me, I will not be successful. And people say, अरे क्या engineering services में क्या पढ़ा है? Just 30% margin पे काम करते हैं. वो how much you will earn? But if my vibrations are towards engineering services, I will be successful. So identify 4-5 problems of your interest and take it for solving if you want to be an entrepreneur. It is not that what is demanded, everything is demanded into the market. If you want to sell cotton in a creative way, I am telling you there is huge opportunity. Trust me, don't misunderstand me. If you want to solve the blockage of drainage in cities and towns, there is a very good opportunity to have that business. Don't misunderstand my example and words. So there are so many problems. World is full of problems. Which problems you will be interested to handle? Your wife says that yes, I will enjoy while doing that. And trust me, entrepreneurship, if it is typically value added entrepreneurship, I will not say like trading. Buy, store, add margin and sell. It's a trading. I am not talking about trading. I am talking about a business that will add value. It is directly proportional to the acumen and interest the ownership carries. So identify 5 problems and then select based on opportunity, and don't look for what has higher opportunities. You may not succeed, because always we look at top 20 success stories. We don't look at bottom 30 failure stories. Nobody publishes failure stories in newspaper which are 30%. Success stories are 20% published. We read it, and that is why we feel that wherever there is opportunity, we should do it. We never know that wherever there are 20% success stories, in the same field, there are 30% failure stories. Keep that back of mind. And if it is your interest, you will be successful in spite of hardship.
Right, sir, makes sense. So basically, if something makes me tickle, if something makes me as a problem solver want to go for it, I should go for it rather than thinking about what is the problem that everyone wants me to solve, or what is the problem that society is facing at large. I should rather focus on what am I willing to solve and what tickles me. Okay, sir.
Correct.
Yes, sir. Rishikesh sir and Omkar sir, I would like to ask you that when you, right now I'm in my final year, so I've seen this key. I was preparing for my MBA exam, and people around me were getting placed. My friends, some of my good friends have gotten offers, and I was here wondering ki, should I have gone for the higher education or should I have gone for the job? And sometimes uncertainty sets in ki, whether or not it was the right decision. So what advice or what is your opinion on something that a student will inevitably face in his final year, about his friends will start getting placed, and someone who's held himself up for higher education will take some more time to get there. So what have you got to say about that?
Because sir, will you go ahead?
Yeah, if you consider doctors, they study till the age of 35, right? Actually, I'll tell you one Sanskrit saying. I mean, our parents used to say, "Vishi Vidya Tishi Dhana." I mean, when you are in your 20s, you should strive for knowledge, and when you're in your 30s, then you should strive for money. So you're right. At the start of career, actually, I hate nowadays. Colleges, training and placement officer boast about the high packages their students are getting, and post on social media. I mean, and I've seen a lot of TPOs boast about it. 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs, 42 lakhs. I guess Amazon company will come and hire one student, and they're boasting like so, I mean, considering that post, I mean, the students who have placed at a 3 lakh package will definitely feel that, they are, lacking somewhere. So, I mean, I hate such kind of posts. I mean, generally TPOs posting about that. At the start of career, you should never look at money. I mean, I assume your parents are educated, they are earning well. There is no liability on your shoulders that you have to earn well. In that case, definitely, spend some good amount of years to learn something. I mean, generally, when I address freshers, I mean, first year students, I always tell them that imagine that you have opened one bank account for 4 years wherein you have to deposit knowledge, and that deposit that knowledge so well that for rest of the 40 years you can withdraw from that, and आपका गुजरा हो जाएगा. So for first 4 or 5 years of your knowledge education or your first experience, you have to deposit that knowledge. You have to build that knowledge bank in such a way that उसके interest पे तुम्हारा सारा career निकल जाएगा. So and I always tell people, students, that engineer bano, engineering graduates मत बनो. I mean, you must have seen this Three Idiots movie. So be the ranchos and don't be the chaturs. So there are a lot of social problems that you can identify, and if you go on United Nations site, they have come up with some 70s SDGs. They call it as Sustainable Development Goals. If we want to give a better Earth to our future generations, you have to take care of Earth. A simple example, the use of plastic. I mean, in day-to-day life, we use so much of plastic. Imagine that after 3-4 generations, what life we are going to give our next future generations, right? So you as an engineers have to come up with some solutions which are eco-friendly. I mean, aligned to those SDGs. I mean, you can definitely go and Google for SDG or 17 SDGs. You will definitely can think of aligning your maybe research or thoughts towards those goals, so that you can come up with a sustainable solutions to any problems that you handle.
That was a very good analogy, sir, about depositing knowledge in the bank and then paying interest over time. So would you like to go ahead, Omkar sir?
Yeah. So this is a very common dilemma. I would know that if my friends are getting placed and they would start earning, I would still be studying some books and giving my exams during my post-graduation or something. In my batch, in all the branches put together, I was the first one who got placed in engineering. I got placed in Hila Electronics, which came first into the campus, and I was the first one to get placed there. But I had refused that. Because I wanted to go ahead for the higher studies. When I had got my rank and I got admission in NITI, I had refused to join Hila. But when I was doing MBA, obviously my friends had joined multiple companies and they started earning. And but thing is that you have to think of ahead, like what will happen after 4 or 5 years. You have to have a bigger goal, and when you know that after doing post graduation there are ample opportunities, and just from the package perspective or from the money perspective, I bet on it that you will be earning more than your friends, and whatever you have lost in 2 years you will recover that. So well, as Rishikesh sir also mentioned, so let's not think about money at the start of your career. And I know it is very easy to say that, and it is very difficult to digest and implement from a person who is, let's say, 21, 22 years old. It is very difficult to understand this, but trust me, when you will go ahead in your career and you look back at the 4th year of engineering, you will understand that यार सही में उस टाइम पे पैसा नहीं देखा होता तो आज कहीं कुछ और स्टोरी होती थी. So let's not look at the money at the start of your career. Think about the knowledge, think about the programs which you get into. So this is, and one more question was there regarding the financial statuses. And when you go for higher studies, should you have to invest in entrepreneurship as well as your higher studies. You have to invest, but trust me, the returns are much more higher. And obviously, if you are going in entrepreneurship of the problem solving which you want to solve for, definitely you will be successful. As Mukund sir was also mentioning, in that the returns are much more higher than what you invest. So there are a lot of education loan facilities available for higher studies. Most of the colleges offer that, and most of the banks are also are always ready to offer you the education loan if you go for a higher studies, because they also know that the returns are going to be absolutely sure and much higher. So they're not worried about it. So don't worry about the financial situation, because I myself had took the entire 100% loan when I did my MBA. There was not a single penny I took from my father. And was to say that I did not have a good financial situation, and everyone could have said that I should have joined Hela Electronics, because I would have started earning at that point of time. But I need to thought of larger picture. What will happen after 6 years? What will happen after 10 years? So I would again suggest that you go for higher education, take loan if necessary, and don't think about the money at the start of your career. So
Sense, sir.
that's
Makes
it.
sense. So, talking about the finances and uncertainty, I would like to direct this question to you, Mukund sir. As sir already initiated a topic, ki, taking loans or doing a job is more of a financially structured thing, but in an entrepreneurship, there is a certain bit of uncertainty. Agreed that as a fresher, you have very less liabilities, so you can be more financially reckless somehow. But what is your take on getting into entrepreneurship as a fresher or just out of college, like financially? What is your take on this?
Okay, good question. But I will add something what Omkar and Rushikesh explained on first part. I did observe couple of thumbs. Good that I am happy that there were few thumbs when both of them were explaining. But I am telling you, Ashish, 50% of our friends must be thinking, यार इनको पैनलिस्ट बना दिया है, वो फिलोसॉफी झाड़ रहे हैं हमको, अब हो गया 10 साल 20 साल, क्या बात कर रहे हैं ये, पैकेज मत देखो ये वो. I know that this is going in mind. It's very natural, nothing wrong about it. But friends, I will tell you very distinctly two things. Both of them have told, I will tell it in different words. One thing is there is a saying that majority vehicles meet at next to next signal. Let somebody overtake you at first signal. Let somebody overtakes you at second signal, but you observe yourself. If you are a steady driver, you will find majority of vehicles, those who overtook you in first and second signal, you will meet them on third signal. So at some point in time, majority people rationalize their career. This is first. If you are great, if you are really capable of great salary, not because of situational salary, now I am upfront. Many of you may not like my statement. And though this is not right time, let me tell you, the situation is getting fierce. See, somebody gets very high package. See, I'll tell you what is problem if we are not really capable for that and situation is giving you that package. Few of you may be like that. I'm sorry, I am blunt enough to talk this. But what happens after 5, 7, 10 years, you reach to a salary package. Suppose your salary is 40 lakh rupees after 10 years. I am an entrepreneur. I am giving you 40 lakh rupees. And from market, I realize that somebody is with 25 lakh rupees salary is capable of doing same thing. Trust me, business is brutal enough to replace 40 lakh person by 25 lakh rupees. And let us assess yourself that you are with your sheer capability of being a 40 lakh person on that day. And if it is not, assess yourself and be at right slot. Otherwise, there are challenges at wrong age. I am from medium-sized industry. Trust me, friends, 40 plus age, many people come to us telling that they are ready to be at 60% salary coming from large organization. I give them very nice environment, very good scope of work. I get extraordinarily exposed people to the nice technologies, to nice way of working, but they were misfit in the slot. I am giving you early signal. See that in the race you are not misfit. You will realize it in first 3-4 years. If that is the case, fit yourself to right slot, you will have 30 years of career. That is the tough point which I wanted to share. Coming back to the point of question asked, see, if you are taking loan for education, it is an aid, it is external support, it is deployment of resource for generating something. But in business, generating finances is part of business. So when you are talking about money, you should talk about money as a part of business activity when you are starting your entrepreneurship journey. And again, I will repeat, if your family is not dependent on you immediately, it is recommended to start your business either when you are fresh or within first 2 to 3 years, because you don't carry responsibilities. And if you carry responsibility, your speed reduces, your aggression reduces, and your ability to take risk reduces. And business is all about ability to take risk and ability to digest failure. So assess that, and if your family is not dependent on you financially, it is very important that within first 3 years take the risk and move ahead. That is how then finances will not matter much, because the losses are affordable. You start small, you start with full of energy, chances of success are high, the risk of failure, rather the implications of failure are less, so you can digest it. Go ahead with that. Finances is not a problem nowadays. Have a good idea, you have finances. People are ready to fund your risks.
That is such an insightful answer. I would like to reiterate what Sir said powerfully, that we, we are going to catch up to the car beside of us 2 or 3 intersections ahead, anyways. So this is a very powerful thing, and I just wanted to reiterate it. Thank you so much, sir, for that insight. And as much as I would like to continue the panel discussion, I know all three of you must be busy, so I will ask my concluding question. I would encourage any member of the audience to post any questions that you want. One or two best questions will be taken up in the discussion. So, sir, as a conclusion question from my side, I would like to ask all of you, knowing whatever you know now, would you have gone differently with what you went through, and how differently would have things be done, and what would you advise our students regarding the same? Omkar, sir, would you like to initiate?
I think of it sometime that should I have done differently anything, or should I have not done engineering itself? But nothing comes to my mind as such, uh, uh, because it's the thing that I went ahead and did what I wanted to do. One thing is that I wanted to do a technical education in masters, which I didn't do, and join some of the, let's say, research and development labs or some company where technical education is required. Instead of that, I had done MBA. But looking at the current situation, I don't regret doing that. Uh, uh, Only one thing I still want to do is that if I had a chance during my 11th and 12th, I would have done CA instead of engineering, purely because my interest in mathematics and analytical skills. But nevertheless, those two skills are I'm perfectly using during I perfectly used during my MBA, as well as in my job I'm using it. So I don't regret whatever I've done, and I would not have done differently anything.
Sir, Rishikesh, sir, would you like to continue?
I echo what Omkar said. I mean, at least in IT industry, everyone thinks once in his lifetime that he should have any other profession other than IT industry. That is for sure. Considering the stress they have, it is, I mean, 100% IT folks will definitely think once in their lifetime they had some other choice. I mean, it is very easy to say that, make your passion your profession, but it's very hard to, implement it, at least in country like India. When We can give examples like Sachin
Absolutely.
Tendulkar, Lata Mangeshkar, and all, but really make your passion as profession is very difficult, at least in our country. But yeah, I mean, we should definitely try to achieve it. But yeah, I mean, my first kind of mentor in my IT industry has told me once. I was really frustrated in one day. Some my code was not working. So he said that your professional life is just 1/3 of your life. If you're not happy with your professional life, concentrate on your 2/3 of life. So that's what I will give a suggestion. So there are a lot of things to do which will make you happy. And money is not everything to keep you happy. There are a lot of small things that can keep you happy. I mean, be with your friends, just have a chit chat. That will definitely ease out your stress, and you enjoy your life.
Okay, sir. And sir, would you like to add anything?
Yeah. See, Rushikesh motivated me to talk beyond the question. Yes, I fully agree and I buy his analogy. Uh, the happiness is most important. Um, why I am reiterating, because trust me, friends, um, things things are getting money driven excessively. Believe me, and we realize it when time of enjoying is gone. Um, my friend, my classmate, works abroad, must have earned a lot of money, much more than what I have earned for myself. But all the time, whenever we meet once in 2 years, he says that how to generate self-satisfaction. Um, See, this is not very appropriate question at age of 56. Probably you should ask this question preferably at 30. Maybe if possible, right, ask this question from 25. So reduce slightly money orientation, which is prevailing. You will, at the end of the life, we realize that yes, I was pursuing wrong thing. That is an additional. One more thing I would like to tell is very rapidly ability of working in team is going down. Um, I can, and if I am wrong, I am happy. 33 years of experience is very rapidly people are entering into silos. Teamwork abilities are going down. Remember that you read somewhere that if you can generate teamwork, and beyond that, if you can generate synergy, you will generate lot which is much more than your capability. If I want to generate something which is more than my capability, then I will have to be in synergy and I will have to be in teamwork. Otherwise, maximum you will earn, you will learn, you will generate as per your capability. Answering to your question, I will repeat, if this is to be repeated, yes, I will go to engineering. Um, Two things I will change from this learning. One is, during engineering, I will learn more engineering, more fundamental, which I did not do. I will concentrate on fundamentals. I will concentrate on basics and will try to be engineer. I think Rushikesh, you told that don't take engineering, don't become engineering graduate, be engineer. I fully agree. I will try to be engineer in 4 years, not next 4 years in experience. That is number one. And second, I will not start business after 17 years of working. I will start business within 3 to 4 years of working. These two changes I will make if cycle is to be repeated.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. I would like to reiterate some of the takeaways that I personally had. Feel free to, all the audience, I would request, feel free to take away whatever you found the most powerful. So I could relate very much with the intersection analogy sir said. I could relate very much with the bank, depositing knowledge in the bank analogy what sir said. I would like to reiterate the fact he become engineers rather than becoming engineering graduates. And lastly, but I think personally it's the most powerful, that the other 2/3 of the life, or like Mukund sir said, self satisfaction. Like Mukund sir encouraged that we should be asking the question of self satisfaction at 25 rather than at 56. I resonate with that, and I would prefer all of us take away this from this conversation. Now, I would like Professor Agrawal ma'am for the vote of thanks, if you could.
Before starting straight away with the vote of thanks, it was very, I should say, a very nice session where we interacted, or you all interacted, you answered few questions. And this is an activity of EDC cell, Entrepreneurship Development Cell of Government College of Engineering, Aurangabad. So somewhere down the line, we were talking on management. We talked about something corporate world we had, and one of our panelist was entrepreneur. So somewhere down the line, I feel we need to promote entrepreneurship more nowadays. And like in our generation, around 20 to 30 years back, we were really not so well off, or our parents were not so well off for most of us. And we had to really jump into a job initially. And later on, we started, most of have taken up entrepreneurship as an activity. But there were few challenges which that generation had to face, because the ecosystem also, I think, from our government side and all was not supporting it. But nowadays we have a different ecosystem totally. Like most of us can afford to go for a entrepreneurship sort of thing, startup sort of thing, and even ecosystem is better prepared, I think, to support the same. And I myself is also a faculty coordinator for Ankur GECA Incubation Center Foundation, where we are trying to promote startups. But we have to work very hard, and I hope that by the end of at least this year or so, we at least have one startup. That is my intention. Anyway, with that, I will start with our usual ritual of giving vote of thanks. I am very much thankful to Mukund Kulkarni sir, Rishikesh Dhande, and Omkar Malani. Omkar Malani is my student. I know his journey from engineering to NITI. How one day before his Viva, he went to Mumbai, interacted with people from IIT Mumbai and NITI, and decided whether to go to IIT Mumbai or IIT NITI. So I give his example most of the times to my students also. Rishikesh Dande sir, I have interacted with you always, like when for my stint as TP of 3.5 years, we interacted many a times, and you were the person who used to pick up a call every time. So industry experience is that way, like when HR they need, they will call you, they will take up your call, they will call you 1,000 times. But when I call them 1,000 times, they will never take my call. But TCS is a totally different scenario for us. Like 9:30 also, I'll put a message today night after going home also, I'll put a message to Dande sir. I'm sure he'll reply to me, 100% sure. And he's still keeping in touch with me. So when students wanted, so I gave them these two options. Mukul Kulkarni sir, you are the one who is really actively involved. Like whenever we call him for any meeting or anything, he's the person who really interacts, and he has so many things to say. Like he's really very actively involved, and with GECA he's always there. So I am very much indebted to all three of you for giving us opportunity, and our students an opportunity to listen to all of you. And we will try to have such sessions. And like I am very sorry to say, the number of participants are really less. But nowadays we can't help it. Like I don't know how to force these students to join for these activities and all. And finally we can just put messages, we can ask them to join, and we hope that in future the scenario improves. That's all. I am very much thankful to my student coordinator team, who were really took this activity forward and executed it very nicely. Ashish, Zoa, and other student committee members, very much thankful to all of you. for taking up this activity. Thank you very much, sir.
Madam, actually after vote of thanks, I should not talk, but I will take 30 seconds. You talked about participant numbers. I will give one example. Whenever we make presentations in 300 people sales conference, we don't get order. But when we make presentation in 20-25 people sales conference, we get order. So
it's a focus. Yes, sir. Okay, thank you for boosting my confidence, sir, basically. Thank you very much, sir. Ashish, you can take over, and here I take a call. Thank you very much, all of you, and I take the opportunity to end the call.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank
Thank
you to all the panelists for attending this session. We as ECEL and GECA are indebted to you. Thank you so much, sir. Have a good night. And I would like to inform participants about Ankur GECA. If anyone has a startup idea in mind, they can contact Mr. Krishna, sir. I'll leave the details there, and everyone is encouraged to do so. Thank you so much.
Yes, we are open to startup ideas.